Welcome back to Sleep Meditations from Learn to Relax. If you've been following on from episode 1, take a moment to think about how your sleep has benefited from meditation. You might not have seen any difference yet, and that's fine. It can take a while to change something we do every night. But if you keep going, you will start to see some positive results. If you're a first-time listener, welcome. And remember, we are all on our own journey to better sleep. But tonight, let's focus on right now. We'll start with a quick exercise for concentration and then move on to our breath. For the next 30 seconds, allow your mind to wander. Let it think about whatever it wants. What happened today? What's happening tomorrow? Anything at all. Let any anxiety or stress come and go. Don't fight it. Just let it move around your head. Gather all those thoughts you've been having over the last half a minute and throw them away. They might come back, but if they do, try not to let it bother you. Now let's move on to a breathing exercise. Take in as much air as you possibly can on the in-breath. Gather it all up, and then let it all out in 3 bursts, sinking deeper into the mattress as you do so. So on the in-breath, taking in as much air as you possibly can, gathering it all up, and then letting it go in 3 bursts, sinking into your mattress. And repeat this 5 or 6 times, just to relax your body and get ready for our sleep story. Tonight, we venture to the stars. You're in a state-of-the-art rocket ship, on your way out of Earth's atmosphere. Things are quite bumpy, and you look out of your window nervously. The ground is getting further and further away. You see everything familiar about your home planet drifting away from you. But then, all of a sudden, the shaking stops. As you leave the atmosphere, a sense of calm takes over the cabin. The nervousness you felt a moment ago leaves you completely. And as it does, you realize something is different. You're floating. What a wonderful feeling. Free to float about your cabin, you delight in the weightlessness of space. You glide around with ease, soaring back and forth effortlessly. This is surely the best feeling you've ever experienced. You decide to do an experiment to test the weightlessness of space. There is a tube of toothpaste sitting not far from you, and you pick it up. The flow of floating toothpaste that comes from its end creates a mesmerizing pattern. Spirals of blue and white wind around each other, and in their wake are hundreds of tiny bubbles. How fascinating it looks. You stare for a while, watching the pattern move slowly about your cabin. As you return to your seat, a light flickers on the control panel of the spaceship. A green, pulsating glow washes over you. You know what this means. It's time for your spacewalk. You're not nervous in the slightest. You've trained for this all your life. In fact, you feel a distinct sense of peace as you prepare to leave the cabin. You place your helmet over your head and make sure all the seals are correctly fastened. You check that all is well with your suit's life support systems, and then you're ready. The cabin door has two parts, and as you step into the airlock, a hissing noise fills your ears. Not an aggressive hissing, but a kind of sigh, as if the spaceship itself is letting you know that everything will be fine. The door behind you closes, and you attach the rope that hangs off the wall onto your belt. This is the moment you have been waiting for. The door to the vacuum of space opens. This time, though, there is no sound whatsoever. No hissing, no clunk of the door, just a blissful, tranquil silence. You begin to float out through the open door, entranced by what you see before you. People had prepared you for what you would see in space, but all of them had failed to convey the sheer beauty of it. Hundreds of thousands of light years away lies a distant group of galaxies. They cover a large portion of your vision, dotted around seemingly randomly. And as you turn to your right, there lies the Earth. The most fantastic view of your home planet you could ever ask for. Your blue and green sphere looks up at you, and you look back. How lucky you are to come from such a planet. How lucky you are to be on a planet with life. And as you turn back to the distant galaxies, you wonder how many of their planets contain life. How many of them contain people like you, who are filled with wonder for the universe and a desire for knowledge. As you wonder this, you float gradually higher above your spaceship. This is the most peaceful you have ever been. No sound around you. No distractions. Just you, floating. You stay there for a long time, gazing into the vast depths of space, wondering. And as you wonder, your breathing becomes heavy. You let out a tired yawn. How peaceful you feel. You could just drift off to sleep, right here, right now. Your eyelids droop, coming to an eventual close. in space. You let sleep take over your weightless body. And then, with this tired feeling, let any thoughts go and allow yourself